The more, the merrier. So the NCAA has how many teams playing right now?
68.
Yep.
So they apparently want to expand the tournament next year to 76 teams.
No.
Do we like? Do we?
No.
How are we feeling about this?
If you are not good enough to make it in the first 68, then you do not belong in the
68
tournament.
is a lot, might I add.
Yeah.
Like, when you're going through and you're making that bracket, some of these teams that are in there, I'm already like, I don't know who you
Yes.
are.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's also, if you just can't make the first 68, there does not need to be
You
another.
can play,
No.
You
Yeah.
can play down.
The regular
You can play in the other tournaments. Like,
Yeah.
it's not
Do
that,
better.
It's not
Just
that
play
hard.
better. And make the 68.
the regular
better.
season needs worth. If you keep expanding the tournament,
Yeah.
it takes the value out of the regular season.
Because then anyone
and you
thinks they
don't
can
have
get
to
into it.
win
Yeah.
as many games. Speaking of Indiana State, Steph Blurry was just up here as the graphic, and I think they should have been in the tournament. I think it's more of a selection committee problem more
Yeah.
than changing the format of the tournament issue.
Yeah. No.
I mean, it's interesting, though, when you see teams play the NIL tournament.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
Or
So-
MIT, you mean?
NIT.
Yes,
NIT.
NIT. I was
Got
like,
it.
wait, that is so wrong. But it's interesting when you watch them play just because they can't even make it that far in that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like if they can't make it that far against teams that are in the same ranking as them and sometimes
Yeah.
even worse, then what were they going to do here?
Exactly. And yeah.
You want
You
me to
go.
Okay. I was gonna say, I got one more thing to say about Indiana State right now because I think they were gypped. They were the best ranked net team to not ever make the tournament. I believe they were 29th in the net rankings. They were left out of the tournament. And then you have a team like Virginia, can't buy a basket if they won the lottery
Yeah.
in the tournament. And then you got Indiana State, they're in the NIT right now, and they're in the championship game against Seton Hall. And that leads me to my other point where the Big East teams got left out a lot too. People were talking about the Big East not getting invited to the tournament except for 3 bids, and then Seton Hall's now in the NIT championship against Indiana State. And I thought both of those teams should have been in the actual tournament. So I
think a
it's the
big thing
committee.
about the selection is a lot of reputation rather than like that season's success. And then I also want to say that people will probably people for this change are probably like, well, they're changing like the college football playoff, but like.
I don't like that
I can name 12 college football teams off the top of my head that deserve a chance at the college football
And I
finals.
think the college football thing is also very different because it's a storyline.
Yeah.
College football has become a storyline, and that's how it's going to continue to be. Whereas this is like, you want the Cinderella story.
Yeah.
You want
Yeah.
these random teams, these like 11th seed teams to keep going in this tournament. So it's kind of like, you can't compare it to football because football is so set in stone as what they want it to be.
Yeah.
Whereas this, they want to see different teams because that's what keeps people engaged.
That's fair. Well, the thing I'll say is, too, I think 68 teams is already mind-blowing to me. But 76, I think that's going to hurt viewership.
I honestly didn't know it was 68 teams until
You
I read
can't even
the
watch all these
script.
games.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
You're going to run out of
I
TVs
beg
real
to
quick.
disagree with that. I watch all of them.
Okay.
What, you got the multi-view on March Madness Live?
If you have the multi-view, but like, just imagine watching like 6 basketball games with like.
My brain hurts just thinking about it.
That just hurts your head.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Does it hurt his
I
head?
love it. That's
do
my
it.
paradise right there.
Okay, you can do it, but it's also like, no offense, but I didn't really want to watch Duquesne and BYU or
That was a
whoever
great
they
game.
played.
That was a great game.
That was a great
And I
game.
had Duquesne winning, but like, I would rather watch something else than watch BYU play basketball. So
That is fair. That is fair. Yeah. I mean, I'll say, too, I know you kind of said it, but I don't want to compare it to the college football playoff, but this is kind of the same thing to me in the fact that I think it puts too many people in. I think that's my biggest beef with the college football playoff. I know that there's.
So you don't like it?
I don't.
Oh.
Personally.
I think 4 teams is too little.
Really?
Yeah,
I
me
think
too.
they could.
I think they could do 8. I don't like 12.
Agree.
12
I'm not
12
saying
a
they
lot.
needed to jump to 12,
Yeah.
but I think 4 teams
Yeah.
is too little. It's really eliminating because what if they just have a bad game?
Yeah.
Like, and then
Yeah.
boom, you're done.
Yeah.
You lose one game, you're
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
You're out of the
No,
college
that is
football
fair.
playoff.
That is
like,
fair.
I think the expansions make it like too lenient. It's supposed to be hard.
March
It's
Madness
not
is-
supposed to be easy to win a
It's turning into a
championship.
participation trophy if you get in with
Literally.
76 people.
Yeah.
Teams.
And I guess the other thing we have to keep in mind too, I'm sure there's some NIL deals and money that's being brought to these schools that don't normally get shown like this. So I'm sure that's part of it. But I'll even say also with kind of just Penn State, like I think the college football playoff the way it is worse for them.
Yeah.
I think personally.
Really?
The reason why I say that is because I think it actually makes it too easy.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, I
now
do.
we're gonna be like, oh, well, we're in the
Right.
college football playoff every year, but
We lose
we're
first
gonna,
round.
Exactly.
round,
It's
yeah.
Right,
like,
the
that's
standard.
cool,
I
but
get that. I get
yeah.
that.
because we're not. It's not. I mean, what did we end last I mean, what did Penn State end last season?
Yeah, somewhere around the top 10, I
10.
think.
Top
10,
10?
12,
Okay, so that
somewhere
means you're
in there.
playing
Oh, we
one of the
ranked
top.
Yeah.
11th. I
Yeah.
want to say.
Okay,
and-
so that means you're playing the second
Yeah.
seed. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're just going to be here
that's
next year and be
true.
like,
Playing Alabama.
well,
That's true. Like at that point,
they
why
couldn't even
would-
beat Ole Miss.
yeah, it's sad.
I have nothing left for them right now. I
So
have
this is
nothing
March
left for
Madness
them.
show. I
have
brought up the
nothing
college
left for
football
the Penn State
playoffs,
men's
but-
basketball
It needed to
team
be
either.
said.
I have nothing left.
Yeah.
So
No.
that's kind of my opinion
Yeah.
as of right now. But
I
go
agree.
wrestling.
Yeah, wrestling school, baby. That's a whole nother conversation we could have.
All right, real quick, what is your guys' favorite college basketball moment?
Ooh.
I'll start. I'll say it again. Kemba Walker, cardiac Kemba, with
Cardiac Kemba.
arguably one of the best shots in college basketball history. Step back to win the game over Pitt in the Big East tournament. That's the best shot of all time in college basketball.
My favorite?
I'm thinking.
I mean, one of the first games I really remember watching, like I mentioned, was that 2016 Villanova game with that buzzer beater shot. Josh Hart?
Chris Jenkins.
Chris Jenkins.
Chris
I was
Jenkins.
going to say, Josh Hart
say
played
that.
in that game.
I was going to say the shot before that was equally as impressive.
Equally,
Marcus
exactly.
Page double clutch from 30 feet to tie the game was just as equally as
Yeah,
impressive
that
shot.
was because that was one of the first games I remember, like, actually being like, wow, this is cool.
Yeah, yeah. So for me, I'm kind of going to go old school here. I'm going with Christian Leitner's shot against Kentucky in the 1992 game. I mean,
Whoa.
yeah. I mean, I don't know.
all-timer.
I think there's a 30 for 30 that came
Yep.
out relatively
Everyone
recently.
hates Christian Leitner.
Yeah, but that was just
I
insane.
did watch that. That was a really good 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my favorite shot, I'd say.
I would say Caitlin Clark's buzzer beater against Stuckey in this NCAA
That is fair.
tournament
That is fair.
because I'm sorry, I'm just on a big Caitlin Clark kick right now.
I'm telling you,
Nothing
man,
wrong
they're going to be the
with that.
Swifties of the
Whoever-
WNBA. Just watch out.
I want to say it was Camila Cardoza. Whoever made that shot against Tennessee, where
Yeah,
they
that
all
was-
just stood back, I was like,
I believe that was her first 3 of the year.
it was her
In
first
their-
game.
in their
And she was like
defense.
laying on the ground crying after, and I was just like laughing because I was like, this can't be real. There's no way Tennessee just did that.
Yeah.
South Carolina, like, I would gladly love to see them win, but I was also like, there's no way they just let her take that.
They didn't even contest. They were like,
didn't
"Here,
even-
if you want to make it,
no.
you can go ahead and make it."
That
But
was
if not, it's
insane.
cool.
That was insane. So,
Well, I mean, that's like giving a, well, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm trying to make a baseball comparison here. That's like trying to make a, oh gosh, now I'm going to look real stupid. What's the term I'm looking for? Is the designated hitter. There we
There
go.
you
We
go.
got it. That's like throwing like a dumb fastball at designated hitter,
Yep.
expecting him to hit a home run.
Yep.
Yeah, it's true.
You know? But,
happens
Yeah.
to the best of them.
yeah.